What up, Broncos country? Welcome back to the channel. So here to preview the Dallas Cowboys at the Denver Broncos. Got another NFC East matchup. 2 weeks in a row. So let's talk about this one. Starting things off, practice today. Looks like Russell Wilson called out Sean Payton for his comments, saying that how he wishes that the Giants had benched him after our game, which I thought that was kind of funny. Russ, showed who he really is. He was just like, he was calling Sean Payton classless, and that he's not surprised. And it's funny how he's headhunting 15 years later or whatever. But it is what it is. I mean, and then Sean Payton came out today. He's just like, I was talking about Jackson Dart, actually. He's saying he didn't want to play him, first. He would have rather played Russ than played, Dart, which, I mean, it could go either way. Maybe he's just saying that. I don't really know. But, before we go into injury report, there was this article I was reading saying Broncos bold predictions for this game. One of them is Bo Nix outplays Dak Prescott. Now, that'd be interesting. I think Jackson Dart outplayed Bo Nix most of the game until the end. I mean, then Bo Nix really came alive. But, Dak Prescott's been having a really solid season this year so far. So, I feel like that's going to be a tough task to do. It's definitely doable. So we'll see if that comes true or not. J.K. Dobbins eclipses 90 yards rushing. Yeah, that could be possible. Cowboys' run defense ranks near the bottom, so definitely doable. They need to actually run the ball. I feel like they abandon the run when it stops working, but I don't know. Sean Payton just doesn't like to run the ball. Another thing, Evan Ingram hits 50 yards and scores a touchdown. Yeah, that's doable. I mean, I'd like to see Evan Ingram get going. He's had some games that on paper don't look too good, but honestly, he's had some big plays in those games that don't look good. So, yeah, it'd be nice to see him have a game like that. Broncos defense clamps CeeDee Lamb. I think they'll be able to lock down one of them. They actually have a pretty good wide receiver duo going. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later in the video. So let's move to the next one. That's it. All right. I lost my notes here. Yeah, Dre Greenlaw got suspended. I didn't speak much of it on the channel. I didn't even post. I was going to put a community post about it, but I don't know. It was what it was because he was just sticking up for his teammate. I mean, at first glance, I was like, I thought it was funny, just the reaction that the ref gave him. When he ran up to him and was talking whatever he's talking to, and the ref, all zeros on the clock, throws a flag, and he just points at him like that. I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, okay, well, there's well-deserved suspension. I mean, it sucks that he comes back, plays a pretty good game, and then, now he's gone again. First game of the season for us. He did appeal it, but the NFL upholds the suspension. So he will miss this game against Dallas, which sucks, but hey, gotta look on the bright side. Silver lining here, gets an extra week of rest. So, that's really that. All right, time for the injury report. So we'll start out with the road team, Dallas Cowboys here. They have 4 players full. That is Kalen Carson, Jonathan Mingo, Kenneth Murray, and Mozzie Smith. They have pretty long injury report, actually. They have 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 9 players limited. Or 8, my bad. Cooper, Beebe, Kenny Clark, who they traded. He was part of the Mike Parsons trade. Johnny Cornelius. Don't know if I said that right. Marshawn Neeland, DeMarvion Overshown. Man, some of these NFL players, like last week against the Giants, we had some interesting names I was reading off here. Siobhan Revo, Tyler Smith, and Juanya Thomas. And then DMP, Trayvon Diggs. That's a big one right there. He doesn't play. That's a huge relief for probably Cortland Sutton, who's going to be going against him. And then Donovan Wilson, DMP. So that's the Dallas Cowboys injury report. Denver Broncos injury report, pretty clean. Mike McGlinchey is on there, but he was full today. And then Jonah Ellis, welcome back. He missed last week. He got hurt against the Jets. But he was back. He was limited. So we'll see if he's good to go for the game on Sunday. It'd be nice to have him back. He was actually playing pretty well until he got hurt. Look at the Dallas Cowboys depth chart here. So we will be going against running back Javonte Williams, again, former Bronco. Still got his jersey. I mean, I will never forget rookie Javonte, man. The guy was going to be a beast. I'll never forget when we played Baltimore and he just carried like 5 guys on his back for extra yards. They just could not bring him down. But yeah, he was a truck. I mean, he was so hard to bring down. But yeah, he looked promising to be, the next top tier running back. And then unfortunately, blew his leg up. And, he came back. He did all right. But, I don't know, Sean Payton, he was just ready to move on from him. Because, unfortunately, running backs are just expendable. And that's what happened. We were able to get Dobbins for pretty cheap, and he's been really good for us. So, but yeah, Javonte, he's been playing pretty well for Dallas as well. Looking at the wide receiver course, so you had CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens. That's going to be a real tough matchup for our corners this weekend. Got the Pat Surtain jersey on here. George Pickens is one of the few guys I've noticed that's actually given Pat Surtain kind of trouble, I guess you could say. When we played the Steelers last year, I felt like he was making catches all over PS2. And, yeah, but I'm not sure if he's going to be his main assignment this week. I think PS2 will probably be on CeeDee Lamb a little bit more in this game. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, either way, Riley Moss is going to be on one of them. He's going to have a good game or else could cause trouble. But I thought Riley Moss did pretty good against the Giants, except for towards the end, But they called the tacky PI against him. But I feel like he, does that a lot. He gives up PIs a lot. So, hopefully you can clean that up. We'll see what happens, though. Starting tight end Jake Ferguson. Let's go to the defense. So Kenny Clark. Oh, they got Jadeveon Clowney. I did not know that. Dante Fowler Jr. Okay, so Kenneth Murray Jr. So yeah, the defense. Yeah, I could see why people say they got a couple names on there. Trayvon Diggs is questionable. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But all right, let's go into 3 keys here, and I'll give you guys my score prediction. Number 1 key for the Broncos, you got to stop the run. I said it earlier. Javonte Williams, he's been playing pretty well for the Cowboys. And honestly, the Cowboys offense reminds me a little bit of the Eagles. I think that really the biggest difference between those teams is Eagles defense is way better than Dallas. But I feel like their offenses kind of are similar. You take away the run, they have to throw. And even though they have great weapons, they just, for some reason, it doesn't always work. So, definitely would think we need to contain Javonte Williams. We got to show him what's up. You know, we can't let him come back into our house and let him run all over us. So that would be number one key for me. I think number two key would gonna have to put Dallas into long yardage situations. Stop the run. Need to get home on defense. We need to have pass breakups, all that. They have one of the top offenses in the NFL. I feel like every time I look at all the box scores of the games, they score like 40 plus a game is what it feels like. Like every time I look, it's like 44 or 40 or something like that. So yeah, we need to put them in long yardage situations and get off the field with the defense and let our offense go to work. And that's really leading into the third key here. Got to have a fast start. I mean, the offense was non-existent first 3 quarters of the game against the Giants. Okay, I don't think that's going to work again against Dallas. They're going to have to start fast, and they've had a problem starting fast this year. And they've won a lot of the games that they haven't started fast in. But, I mean, this high-caliber offense of the Cowboys, I just don't think you can afford to do that again. So we're going to have to start fast. We're going to have to put points on the board. And, as long as defense, they can hold them to as less amount of points as possible, I think they'll be in good shape. But yeah, so that'd be my 3 keys. And then score prediction, I did pick the Broncos to win this game in the preseason, and well, after all of this and all my research I've done, I'm still picking the Broncos to win this game. The Dallas Cowboys, the last time they beat the Broncos was 1995. Now, hey, all streaks are meant to be broken. Not saying that really means anything, but it's been a while. I have never lost to the Cowboys in my entire existence. But, all streaks are meant to come to an end. But if they do everything that I just said, they can continue the streak. But yeah, I'm going to take Broncos in this one. Let's go. I got to go with some weird score. I'm going to go 26. I'm going to go 26-22. Okay, I think it's going to be close. Another close one. That's just what this team does. They love giving us heart attacks, so they're going to be in for another close one. But yeah, I'm going to do a weird score. We're going to go 26-22. We'll go with that. But yeah, I'm really interested to see how our defense does against their offense. I think we'll be in good shape. I think we could do it, but we'll see. We'll see. It's definitely going to be an interesting one. This is definitely a big test. I want to see what the defense looks like against a high-powered offense. So, and hopefully the offense can get their stuff together and actually put together some drives and, look good other than in the fourth quarter. I like to see them play a full football game. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. On that, stay safe, be good. Go Broncos. See you guys after the game on Sunday with a recap. Peace.